JD from fluxfocus. I just want to do a little video here about dimension diagrams on datasheets and eCAD and the way that I enter these in. What frustrates me and others is when datasheets don't give you helpful layouts for footprints. Now I understand that you know, this is a perfectly good mechanical dimensions diagram, but it's not so handy for actually creating the footprints. Well, especially in eCAD anyway. I don't know about other CAD packages whether they've got some tools for helping you. In eCAD you've got the auxiliary origin, and some people change the grid for pads that, you know, don't line up on the grid. So some pads line up on the grid and you'll place them, and then some other pads are on some other grid and then you'll place them. But I tend not to do that, and I tend not to move the origin, but I find it really frustrating to, you know, have to take all these dimensions that they give you and do your funny adding and subtracting to find the actual X and Y coordinate that I want to use to enter it into eCAD. So that connector's, like I said, I don't know if I did say, an Amphenol RJ45 socket, and here's the final result. So I've still got my origin there on my reference pad, and I tend to do that, and I tend to leave it there. I know a lot of people prefer to have that origin in the center of the component, and maybe there is a way that I haven't discovered in Eagle, or maybe in later versions of Eagle you can have some sort of reference marker. Keep that in your library, and still have, when you're using the pad, still have the origin in the center for, you know, picking it up and placing it and rotating it around that origin. But I tend to leave it there, and when I'm doing I just learn where the origin is on that component, and when I rotate it, yes, it swings around that origin, but I don't mind, and it also yeah, you also have to find that origin to pick it up and place it, right? But anyway, I don't mind. That's how I work. And I'll just come down to what I end up doing to make the footprint, to take it from the datasheet that gives you all those unhelpful dimensions. I'll just bring it down here to, I usually have like an A3 pad here in front of me that I well, to do this sort of thing, or sketch down numbers and diagrams and pinouts and whatever other information that I know I'm going to forget in 5 minutes. So origin center is on that shield pad, and I take all my dimensions, X and Y dimensions, from there. Sometimes I put the negative sign next to it if it does need to be a negative, and sometimes I leave it, but I understand that it's negative. But you can see, even for those pads, even though they're on a grid, I prefer to sketch this out and put the X and Y coordinates of the individual pads in it. I sometimes do that even for big QFPs. I'll make myself a little, well, I don't necessarily draw it, but I'll just write down all the X and Y coordinates of the pads, and I'll just place them at those X and Y coordinates once I've figured out where they all go. Actually, QFP's probably a better example of somewhere where you can change the grid or use the auxiliary origin. But for a component like this, where the pads are here, there and everywhere, I definitely prefer to do it this way. So yeah, that's what I end up doing. But it, you know, it takes so that's my sort of annoyance about it, is that I have to sit down here and do all the calculations to bring it to how I want to use that, and then plug it into that. Alright, thanks for watching.